Hello friends, I'm Assistant Professor Yogita Bhamre from Kekewag Education Society's Kekewag College of Education, Nasik. Today in this video, we will learn about the topic teaching of poetry. So let's learn what is teaching of poetry. I'm sure after watching this video, you will be able to understand what is the exact meaning of poetry, what are the advantages of teaching poetry in school, what are the aims of teaching poetry, what are different steps of teaching poetry, and at the end we will see what is difference of prose and poetry teaching. Poetry gives pleasure. It increases child's sensitiveness to beauty, especially beauty of language and thought, helps to develop his imagination. Therefore, the purpose of teaching should be to help the learner to enjoy the poems. Many poets has given different definitions of poetry. We will see the definition which is given by William Wordsworth. According to him, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility. What is the meaning of this definition? It is not thought about. Poetry seems to be what ensues after a riot of thoughts and emotions in your mind and heart. It is mellifluous and stops when it knows it has to, and this is possible in tranquil state, one that soothes your mind and calm your senses. Poetry is concerned with emotions, feelings, and the whole scope of life's experiences. So, we will learn one more definition which is given by Professor S. Subramaniam. According to him, poetry leads an all round development of whole personality of the pupils, particularly the emotional, imaginative, intellectual, and aesthetic sides. Thus, poetry should be taught for enjoyment of thoughts, feelings, emotions, imagination, and rhythm, which leads to the external beauty of life. Poetry has three aspects. First one is emotional, second one is rhythmic, and third one is imaginative. Now, what are the advantages of teaching poetry in school? Actually, teaching of poetry in our schools do not differ from the teaching of prose. Poetry is considered as a more difficult kind of prose with difficult words, grammatical structures, and thoughts. Poetry gives us internal pleasure and joy to our students. Teaching poetry in school has following advantages. First, it leads to all-round development of students. Second, it enriches the experiences of pupils. And third, it imparts enjoyment and pleasure. So, our discussion shows the importance of poetry. Then, what should be the aims of teaching poetry at school level? Let's see the aims of teaching poetry. The main aim of teaching poetry is not to improve the knowledge of English, but to increase the power of appreciation of beauty. The general and specific aims to teaching poetry are listed below. First of all, we will see what are the general aims. First, to enable students to appreciate the beauty, rhyme, and style of the poem. Second, to enable the pupils to read aloud the poem with stress, rhythm, and intonation. Third, to develop a taste for poetry reading and writing. Fourth, to enable students to enjoy recitation in individual and chorus. Fifth, to develop aesthetic sense of the students. Sixth, to create a love for English literature. And last, to develop the imaginative power of the students. Now, feel the internal pleasure of poetry. These lines are of William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over valleys and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So we can enjoy the poem, we can enjoy the external beauty of life through these lines. These are the famous lines of John Keats. Beauty is truth, truth, beauty. That is all ye know on earth and all ye need to know. Now turn towards the specific aims. The specific aims of teaching poetry differ from poem to poem. They depend largely on feelings, scenic situations, and thoughts depicted in the poem. Each poem brings a specific and exclusive message from the poet. Thus, the specific aims can be as follows. First, to communicate the exclusive message of the poem. Second, to appreciate the beauty of the poem. Third, to enable students to read the poem with correct rhythm and rhyme, to understand the central idea of the poem. And the last one, to understand the feelings and emotions expressed by the poet. Now, what are the different steps of teaching poetry? So let's learn about it. There is no particular method of teaching poetry. Each poetry needs an exclusive method and treatment. For teaching poetry, teachers should plan in advance. First of all, he should prepare thoroughly. And the most important thing, the teacher should know the poem and the poet thoroughly. It helps him to find out new words, phrases, and figures of speech used in the poem. Before going to class, find out the meaning of new words, rhyming scheme, and poet's intention. It will enable the teacher to present the lesson effectively and with interest. So, first point is objective of the lesson. After introduction, the teacher should state the objectives of teaching very clearly. It should be mentioned in the behavioral language. The objective of poem vary from poem to poem depending upon the theme of the poem. Second, preparation. There is no need of teaching or material aid for poetry teaching because the teacher himself or herself is the aid for teaching poetry. If poetry is not making the scene clear, teaching aid of the picture depicting a scene is enough. There are sub-points. First one, previous knowledge. The teacher should know the age of students, previous experiences, and mental development of students. This helps him in teaching the poetry and linking new knowledge with the previous one. Second, introduction. To make student ready to read the poetry is called introduction. It differs according to the subject matter of the poetry. Thompson and Wyatt have suggested three ways of introduction. First, the best method is to read a parallel poem, that is, poem similar in subject matter with the poem to be taught. If possible, the parallel poem should be by the same poet. Second, one method is to give the gist of poetry and then ask two or three simple questions on that. Third, third method is to give the life sketch, style and characteristics of the poet. Some more ways of introduction are: the introduction can be done by playing some music. The teacher can ask some question based on the previous knowledge of the students. If some to be learnt is descriptive, a picture can use to introduce the lesson of poem. Some questions should be asked on the picture. Third, statement of aim. After arousing the curiosity of students about the poem by introduction, the teacher should state the aim of lesson briefly and in clear words. It should be clear to all the students. Then, presentation. In presentation, according to Reban, a good poem is a complete whole. So, the poem should be taught in one unit or continuously with the following steps. First, meaning of new words. Exposition and explanation are not done in the teaching of poem. If there are some new words and phrases, the teacher should explain their meaning orally without giving much time to it. Second, model reading. A poem only exists for learners if they hear and read it, thus feel the music or rhythm and beauty of language. The teacher should always remember that the medium of poetry is music and its subject matter is emotion. Therefore, in poetry teaching, how it is read is more important. Hence, the teacher should read the poem as a model reading with stress, intonation, and rhythm. Then, loud reading. The teacher should ask two or three students to read the poem just as the teacher has read. The teacher should help them in teaching but must not be check them while reading because it spoils the flow. Next, comprehension questions. The purpose of comprehension question is that to know whether the students comprehend the meaning or not, whether the meaning of the words and phrases and certain ideas are clear or not. The question should be simple and not to break the continuity of the poem. The numbers depend upon the length and idea of the poem. Next, appreciation question. The purpose of appreciation question is that to make clear the beauty, feelings, and main idea of the poem. And the appreciation question test first, appreciation of beauty of thoughts, second, appreciation of beauty of image, third, appreciation of beauty of emotions, and fourth, appreciation of beauty of style and language. Then, final model reading. The final model reading of the poem is done by the teacher when the appreciation of the poem by students has intense. Its effect is much because students feel more interest and enjoyment here. And the last one, chorus recitation. After model reading, the teacher will recite the poem in chorus. It may be that first the teacher reads the first line and then the student follow the teacher in chorus. It helps to overcome the shyness among the learners. It also encourages learners' confidence for learning and reading. Besides this, it helps to develop fluency of speech and emotional release. And the last point of it, assignment. There is no much importance for assignment in poetry teaching because the teacher may ask to memorize the lines of the poem, new words, phrases, and write the gist or central idea of the poem. The assignment should be related to some creative work too. Now, at the end, I told you that we will see the difference between prose and poetry teaching. So, let's learn. The major differences in teaching prose and poetry are first, prose is taught for language training and poetry teaching aims of appreciating of beauty. Second, in prose teaching, exposition and explanation are main, whereas in poetry teaching, it is not desirable because it spoils the aesthetic sense of the poem. Poetry lesson is not taught in parts like a prose lesson. Fourth, in poetry teaching, more emphasis is given on model reading than that of in prose reading. Fifth, and the last one, there is not much need of assignment in poetry teaching as it is in the prose teaching. Thank you, dear friends.